I'm here. 10-4. You got your video playing, I thought. Well, welcome then, everybody, to the All-Star Shootout race for the Old Farts Racing League at Texas Motor Speedway today. Travis Townsend is coming into this race, winning the first two events of the season. Sure will be interesting to see if he can make it a three-peat. But getting ready for qualifying, trucks are taking warm-up laps and making sure everything's good to go. Checking out the practice times here before qualifying, Thomas Lee picks the top of the charts there, 29.4. And the next six drivers after him, all within a tenth there, so pretty tight at the top amongst this group of drivers. Alcina in 85 is the second fastest with a 29.44. With the really nice Harley Davidson paint job there. And rounding out the top three today at the practice, 29.52. Gary Lowe in that 38. Dave Swindell's right there behind him with a 29.52. And then rounding out the top five, Travis Townsend are going for the three-peat today in that Wheaties Fuel 83 Chevy Silverado. Rounding out the top 10 there, we got Lateral, Remulgia, sorry about butchering the name there, Ward, Plague, and Vantage. And a checkered flag is out. Warm-up is concluded, and we'll move into the qualifying phase. Three laps to go there. Well, we got one lap coming out and then two hot laps, as they call it. And they'll take the fastest time of those two. You got to make sure not to get any incidents during your fast lap there. Don't touch the grass, don't bump the wall, that kind of stuff. If you do one of those items, it doesn't count towards your fast time. A lot of these drivers, they'll be changing their steering ratios for qualifying. Lots of drivers run a different steering ratio for the race versus qualifying. So they'll make that adjustment before they take onto the track to run their laps. Times are starting to come in here. So Thomas Lee at the top to start with a 29.412. Dave Swindell and Alcina exact times to the thousandths. A 29.459 is what it came out to exactly. Earl Lateral brings it in the 29.510 in the fourth position. And Gramuglia in the 13. I'm getting better with that name. Rounds out the top 5 at a 9 so far. We're all watching for Travis Townsend in the 83 and see what time he's going to put up. Of course, qualifying time is not only when you start the race, but what pit box are you going to end up with? And you get to go, the better qualifying you do, the better pit box you're going to get. Robert Felsian puts a time up. Derek Cormier gets his time up there in the 11th spot. And there it is, folks. Travis Townsend on pole with a 29.395. Waiting to the last minute to get that lap complete. He barely nicks the pole from Thomas Lee in the 33, who had a 29.411. If my math is right, that's 17 100ths of a second difference, which is really nothing. On the track, that might equal an inch or two. It's not much. Dave Swindell holds on to the 3rd spot, Alcina in 4th, and Earl Lateral in the 5th spot. Comparing our qualifying list to our entry list, quite a few people still left to qualify or have decided not to bring it out on track for this session and have elected to start in the back. We're certainly used to seeing Townsend and Lee up front there, and there they are on the front row. And here we go to grid. Looking at our starting lineup here today, Travis Townsend in the 83, Wheaties Fuel. Chevy Silverado takes the pole, the 29.395. Starting on the outside row, Thomas Lee in the Reams 33, Chevy Silverado. Starting 3rd on the inside, Dave Swindell in the 1 car. Starting outside of him, Alcina in the 85, Harley Davidson. Starting 5th, Earl Lateral. Starting 6th, Frank Gramuglia. 7th, Gary Lowe in that Budweiser Chevy. Starting 8th, Nicholas Ward, Bass Pro Shops 94 Chevy Silverado. Wayne Finley in the 43, starting 9th. Mike Flagg in the 14, Vical Transport car. Mike Vandish in the number 40, Browning.com Chevy Silverado. Starting 12th, Brent Leahy in the 52 Main Performance PC truck. Outside of him, Derek Cormier in the First Interstates 03 truck. 14th, Robert Felsian, who's our last qualifier who put up a time in that Wiley X number 4 Chevy Silverado. Starting tail end without a qualifying time, we also have R.W. Ziegler in that Fisher Automotive Chevy Silverado. '17th, Michael Martin in the Canada-wide Chevy Silverado. And taking up the end, Lloyd Jones in the ASE certified Chevy Silverado truck. And that's your all-star lineup, folks. Thanks for joining us on MaxSpeedTV, Channel 2. For the Old Farts Racing, third event, can Travis Townsend three-peat? He's starting from the pole here. He's got some great drivers surrounding him. They're going to keep him honest for sure. These drivers are sitting up in their seat. Pace car just pulled down, and it's green flag. Townsend pulls on strong, keeping dead even with Thomas Lee on his outside. He gets the advantage through the center. Thomas Lee pulls down into line. They're wrecking behind him. The 94 has spun in the back, taking out, looks like 3 or 4 cars. We're under caution. '94, I believe. I'm taking a look at the replay now. The 38 actually touched the apron in turn 2 and came up the track. It knocked him up the track, and that's really what started it. The 38 of Gary Lowe. Once he hit that apron, the car loses control. He came up and just barely nicks the back left corner of that 94 truck and spun around and collected. The 43 of Wayne Finley got wrecked up in that. The 8 car as well. R.W. Ziegler, even though starting in the back, still caught up in that wreck. Looking at pit stops now. All these guys coming in for repairs and trying to get resets and such. It looks like there's at least one reset that I've seen, so good news for these guys on this early caution. Well, I tell you what, it's tough to get your car back under control once you touch that apron, especially here in Texas. That banking difference between the bottom where the track starts and up on the track is quite significant and extreme as far as the transition. And so when you touch it just a little bit with your tire, it really disrupts the truck. Our leader, the Travis Townsend in the 83 Wheaties fuel truck. Looks Looks like everybody has stayed on track, gotten their trucks repaired that were caught up in that incident. I believe 4 trucks. This is a weekly event, I understand, the Old Farts All-Star Shootout Race every Sunday night. So please join us weekly. You can check out their website at oldfartssimracing.com. Yeah, with the caution this early, we got 60 laps. Let's talk about the track a little bit. We got 1.5 miles. And the weather here is just beautiful, 65 degrees, 0 wind, and the relative humidity of 10%. Taking lap 5 of 60. We should be doubling up here. Yep, doubling up and preparing for the 1 to go signal. Looks like Wayne Finley in the 43 ended up a lap down out of all that during that caution. Not sure what happened to Wayne. There was a reset available. Looks like his truck has been reset in that Wiley X43, but he is shown a lap down on the tracking. Trucks are starting to bunch up a bit and get ready for the green flag here. Pace car ducks off.
Green, green, green.
Green flag. They have 4 or 5 trucks in the very back, laying back to stay out of trouble there. Good move. Up front, Travis Townsend stays on the bottom. Thomas Lee falls into line. First through 5th position, all lined up. We do have them 2 by 2 back there for 8th and 10th. But so far, single file here. They want to take care of their tires and make sure you don't run those tires off early. Might be looking at a long run here. I can tell you definitely who's riding. Dave Swindell in that one, running in 3rd place in that Coors Light truck. He's been known to stay up front. I've seen him race before. And, he's just sitting there riding in line. I'm sure he's fast with these guys. Now's the time to be patient. Looks like we're single file going through the pack there. First 5 have gotten a little bit of a gap on the next group. Looks like they're trying to stay in line and do a little bit of drafting. And you can do some drafting down these straightaways a little bit. It does increase your speed. right about now in this run, these tires are starting to wear just a little bit, and they're starting to feel different than they did earlier. And getting up off the corner there, especially in 2, boy, it can be treacherous. You can kind of see Thomas Lee turning the wheel a little bit there in second place. Car maybe looks a little loose there in the corners. Coming to lap 12 here, let's try to do a through the field here and see how everybody's running. Up front in the 83 Wheaties Fuel, Travis Townsend showing the way, leading every lap so far, looking for that 3P. Next up, Thomas Lee in the 33 Reams pink Chevy, looking at second place there, just riding along. Dave Swindell, that one Coors Light Chevy, coming in third. Right behind him, Al Cena's holding his 4th place starting position with a nice run in the 85 Harley Davidson Chevy. Earl Lateral is also holding well in his starting position of 5th in that 12th truck. Right there by Mike Vandish, who moved up a lot. I remember Mike started near the back. He's running 7th there in that 40 truck, the Browning.com Chevy Silverado. Running 8th, Frank Remuglia in the 13 Chevy. And he's right with them, kind of just waiting to see which one of these guys is going to go. He's right on the 40, getting him a little bit arrow loose there, coming out of 4. Which side's going to go, the inside or the outside? And he's just going back and forth, waiting. Oh, it looks like the inside's finally moving for him, and it looks like Mike Vandish is going to get that spot from Derek Cormier. And Frank's going to try to follow along right with him. And this is the difference of tires. Oh, Frank in the 13 loses it. He's mowing the grass, down in the grass. He saves the truck, pulls back up on the 1 on the banking. And everyone is still good to go. What a save by 13 of Frank Remuglia. Right behind Frank, let's finish our through the field. In the 10th spot is the 94 Nicholas Ward in that Bass Pro Shop Chevy. And he's just riding, I can tell. Running that high line is a great idea too in those corners to help save those tires. Blinking behind him just a little bit, Mike Flagg in the 14 truck, hanging on to it. Looks like he's running a little high there. Might be a little tight. Gary Lowe is in the 12th position in that Budweiser black Chevy. Maybe that's the Budweiser Black Select, perhaps. Looks like he's looking on the inside of Mike Flagg there, looking for that position of 11th place. He gets it. He gets around. Mike lets him go, and Gary pulls on through there in the Budweiser Chevy. Back behind this pair is Michael Martin running 13th in the 77. Canada Chevy Silverado. Back a few car lengths from them, and that's about 7 seconds off the lead, is Brent Lee in the 52 Main Performance PC truck. 15th, R.W. Ziegler in the 8 truck. Next up, and finally on the lead lap, Lloyd Jones in the 86 ASE certified Chevy Silverado. And then finally Wayne Finley in that Wiley X branded truck. 1 lap down. He is the lucky dog. He is looking for that caution. He needs that lucky dog. Let's go back up front and take a look at Travis Townsend. He's still leading. What we've missed so far while we were going through the field there is Al Cena has moved up to 2nd place in that Harley Davidson truck. So he is coming on as the tires wear off. Dave Swindell's right there in 3rd where we left him. Earl has moved up a spot from 5th to 4th. It looks like Thomas Lee has faded from 2nd to 5th place. But that's only 1.2 seconds back from the leader. He's right there. Ooh, it looks like the 12 of Earl Lateral touched the apron just a hair there. Thomas Lee had to get out of the gas and check up for him a little bit as he's right behind him, about a quarter of a car length back. These trucks are really starting to spread. The first group is within 1.3 seconds of 1st through 5th place. And then we got about a 3-second gap back to 6th place, where Mike Bandish leads that second group of trucks. Back up front, we're going to have a race for the lead here as Al Cena continues his march to the front in that 85 Harley Davidson. He's hunting down Travis Townsend now within a car length. It looks like he's content on riding right there at the moment. He definitely had some momentum as he moved up through the top 5 there for sure. Yeah, he's starting to run the inside lane and really stick it down on the inside, where the 83 is holding it up about a half lane. Which is fine, and that just gets a little more air on the nose of that 85 Chevy. And now he's looking inside. He is inside and drives it right in there. And it's early in the race. Travis doesn't push the issue, and we have a new leader, Al Cena in the 85. Townsend in 83 is keen in any more position than he has. He's trying to stay right with Cena there, about 1 car length back. These guys have pulled away from 3rd place and 4th place quite a bit in the last couple laps. Tire wear continues to factor in here. Yeah, I was just looking at the 83 Travis Townsend, watching his hands in the window there, saw on that wheel, running right behind Cena. He has no air on that front of that truck, and it's just loose, I can tell, by the way the steering wheel moves. And you can see again, he tries to hold it real low there like Cena was doing before in the corners to get some air on the front left of that nose and try to pin it down and get some downforce on that truck. course, the big news this week was NASCAR testing down in Daytona, and one of the new rules that came out of that discussion was in the Nationwide and Truck Series, a new rule: no more pushing, no more tandems, and it'll be interesting to see how iRacing. Hey, we got the second place truck pitting here. 83 of Travis Townsend just pulled on to pit road. We're at lap 30, exactly halfway through the race. This must be a scheduled pit stop. Covering this pit stop for Travis Townsend in the 83. Right side tires going on the truck. And he is out with one can of fuel and right sides only. As he pulls back up onto the track and gets back out there. We'll have to see where he blends in. That leaves Al Cena as the leader. It moves everyone else up a spot, including Earl Lateral running in second. Dave Swindell continues to hold the third place. Yeah, I was saying before that pit stop, NASCAR announced a new rule: no more pushing. And it'll be interesting to see what the Old Farts League decides to do in regards to that on the plate tracks. Are they going to follow NASCAR's lead and issue those that rule, so to speak, to their drivers and their races? Is iRacing as a community going to follow that and so forth? So, of course, in the official races, there is no host to police it. So it'll be interesting to see what the community thinks about that and how they react when we run those restrictor plate tracks. What was that, Michael? Yeah, the trucks are really spread out now. I'm just looking at that. Al Cena, our leader, the 85, really has a nice lead right now. Almost 3 seconds over Earl Lateral in the 12. And Dave Swindell, who's right behind Earl. Thomas Lee and Frank Gramuglia are running there in 4th and 5th. About 5.5 to 6 seconds back from the leader. Going back quite a ways to R.W. Ziegler, who's 15 seconds back in the 12th spot. But we have had some more pit stops, it appears, I've missed. Travis Townsend, of course, has stopped. We knew that. Wayne Findlay is still showing a lap down, but is no longer the lucky dog. Travis Townsend is in the lucky dog spot. Mike Vandish has been in as well, as he is showing 1 lap down in the 40 car, and then Brent Lee as well in the 52 is showing 1 lap down. So Vandish, who had moved up through the pack quite a bit there before stopping for fuel. Of course, the last thing that these guys who have stopped already want to see is a caution. They want green flag stops to cycle through and not have to let these other guys who haven't stopped yet pit under caution and not lose a lap, so to speak. So it'll be interesting to see here how it shakes out. But as these tires wear off, the probability of a caution happening goes up quite a bit, because these are a handful when the tires get old. Looks like the 33 Thomas Lee Ream Chevy is taking a pit stop and pulled back up on track there, putting him a lap down as well. It'll be interesting to see Thomas Lee come up here through with new tires and see how fast he goes by Alcina on his fresh rubber. Because obviously Al is on old tires. Thomas Lee just pitting. He's got brand new tires. It'll be a good comparison of times. It did not take him long to close up the distance there. He's right behind our leader now and putting himself back on the lead lap here by going around the leader of Alcina, Thomas Lee, in that pink 33 Reims Chevy. Puts himself back on the lead lap the hard way. But that's a great spot to be in now. Thomas Lee right now wants the caution to come out. If it did, he would be able to make up all the time and come all the way back around and get behind the group of trucks in front of him and be on that lead lap. And so he's in a good spot as long as he can stay in front of Al, which he probably can with a fresher rubber. He's in a great spot. Showing 10 cars on the lead lap. Looks like Gary Lowe in the 38 pitted as well, and I must have missed that as well. Interesting how the pit stops are all spread out. There's a couple rules of thought on that, and sometimes you know you have to stop for fuel, so pit early and see if you can get some time made up on new rubber when everyone else is on old. The other school of thought is stay out until you're out in case the caution comes out. And it looks like that's what a lot of these drivers are doing. We've got about a split of half and half, pitted and not pitted. So it's interesting to follow that. I'm usually the guy who stays out until the end of my fuel tank is empty, and then I have to come to pit road and wait for that caution. But I've seen it work both ways, and we'll have to see how this plays out. Just checking the Lucky Dog position, and that's Travis Townsend running 11th, one lap down. Looks like Gary Lowe is the guy chasing him for it. He's got fresh tires. He just pitted, and he's on his way up through there as well. He's got a long ways to go before he catches Travis, though. Quite a bit of distance between them. Up front, at the front, Alcina in the 85 continues to lead and extend his lead over second place by 5 seconds. However, right behind our leader is Travis Townsend trying to unlap himself, much like Thomas Lee did earlier. He's one car length back. And I'm sure Travis has been driving his guts out, trying to catch up to Al and get around Alcina and get that lap back. He's right on him right now, right on his bumper, trying to get him arrow loose. Doesn't look like it worked, but boy, it's hard to get around a guy when the guy is really fast in front of you. You almost have to wait for them to make a mistake. But he's putting the pressure on. He's right on Al, trying to get around cleanly. They're coming up on a lap truck there. Brent Lee in the 52. He's going down a lap. He is pretty slow up there, so he lets them go by. And that opens up the opportunity there for Travis to get on the inside of the leader and get his lap back. Now he's looking for the caution. He's on the lead lap. That'll put Gary Lowe in the 38 in the lucky dog position. Alcina in the 85 continues to extend his lead. It's now 6.2 seconds on Earl Lateral in the 12th truck. Gary Lowe continues to be the lucky dog holder at the moment. And it looks like Alcina up front is content to ride behind Travis Townsend and just continue to pump that lead up. Looks like Dave Swindell in the 1 truck is pitting. That Coors Light Racing Chevy Silverado is finally coming down pit road on lap 53 out of 60. Frank Gurmiglia is pitting as well from 2nd place. The 1 truck of Dave Swindell, no tires, and comes back out on the track and gets back up to speed there. Alcina continues to stay out. Now he's pitting. The leader is pitted. And he overshot just a bit. He had to back up and throw it in reverse there for a moment. And something's wrong with Alcina. He must have gotten a penalty. He's being held on pit road. What a tough break for the leader. And he finally pulls back out. That leaves the lead right now on to Nicholas Ward in the 94 truck. Trying to get around Dave Swindell, who's fighting to stay on the lead lap after pitting there for fuel. Earl Lateral had pitted as well, and he's down a lap. Finally, our leader pits, Nicholas Ward, the 94, hits the entrance cone, but he's on pit road. Got another truck pitting with him, the 14. Fuel only, he's back out. That leaves Derek Cormier in the lead. We have 7 trucks on the lead lap now. Can Derek make it on fuel? He's got an 8-second lead on Michael Martin in the 77. I show that Derek, he's pulling off now. He's pitting now. Leader's in. That's going to cycle the lead over to Michael Martin. And that Canada Chevy Silverado. Looks like he last pitted on lap 27. Can Michael Martin make it on fuel? Has he been saving? We're on lap 59, folks, of 60. He pulls down to pit road for fuel. Can you believe it? That hands the lead back to the 94 of Nicholas Ward? No, wait a minute. No, I'm confused. The 83 of Travis Townsend is the leader by 6 seconds. We know he's stopped. We know he's good on fuel. And here he comes for the final time. And that's it. Travis Townsend, he does it with a three-peat. What a great cycle of green flag pit stops there to keep it exciting at the end. Yeah, bring him on in.
User was moved to your channel.
Travis Townsend, Mike Ellis up here in the booth.
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Hey, what a great race there at the end with the green flag cycle stops all the way through. Boy, how'd you end up with a 6-second lead after all that cycled out?
That was pretty wild there. I wasn't sure how it was going to play out. I know a couple of them are trying to stretch the fuel and make it there without having to stop. I guess Al had some kind of pit road troubles there. He was going to take no tires there, which probably would have made it real close, but I think he got a speeding penalty, so ended up cycling out with a pretty big lead there.
Yeah, I really think it came down to when you were fighting Al Cena to get back on the lead lap there. And by getting around him and getting that gap, plus, you know, Al Cena did have that pit road problem with the speeding, but it all worked out for you. I understand this is 3 in a row at this race on Sunday night.
Yeah, I've been lucky. I felt like Al probably had the fastest truck tonight, and last week there was somebody else had the fastest truck and just kind of pitted early both times, took 2 tires, and ended up being able to roll the dice there and go caution-free the rest of the race. So it's worked out. I figured it'll eventually bite me, but yeah, it's been 3 good weeks.
Well, congratulations. 3 in a row. That's a great thing to do. Way to hold on to that truck. When you were following Al, it sure looked loose, and you were really sawing that wheel.
Yeah, it was definitely a handful, but I was able to hang on to it. So,
all right, you got any shout-outs you want us to give?
I'd like to thank you, Mike, for doing this broadcast. You and D'Amico there. You all did a great job there the other night. I went back and watched that, enjoyed it. Also, the Old Farts for putting this on, coming up with the idea of the All-Star Series. It's something we've kind of thrown together here at the last minute, and it seems like it's worked pretty well overall. I think it's a good concept that we'll be able to keep moving forward. So thank you again.
All right, thanks, Travis.
User was moved to your channel.
Dave Swindell, Mike Ellis up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, Mike, go ahead.
Hey, Dave, nice finish there in second place. Congratulations. Looked like you ran basically third all night there, from second to third, and really had to fight to stay on the lead lap there at the end. You think that helped with your finish?
Yeah, I think that was a big help. I mean, you know, the biggest part was we were just trying a new set tonight. We've kind of been working on this thing a little bit each time in practice, and I wasn't really sure. I wanted to make it a long run, find out what it was going to do. But I think we were pretty good. I mean, staying out may have hurt us a little bit. I probably should have pitted when Travis did.
Yeah, I was just talking to Travis and telling him, you know, he got around the leader a little faster than you did, and that might have made the difference. But anyway, good run there, Dave. You have any shout-outs you want to give?
Yeah, big thanks to you guys and Michael and Rudy and everybody that does the broadcast portion. Of course, all these old farts are a lot of fun to race with. I've been racing with them for years, so big thanks to them. And of course, the Coors Light naked lady machine in action.
Absolutely. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, that's too bad. Michael Martin is really the heartbreak story in the 77 truck. Man, he really tried to stretch it there to the end. It just didn't quite have enough. And he tried to sneak one out on these guys, but ended up 13th, last car on the lead lap. Tough break, Michael. Other shout outs I want to give, Mike Vandish had a good run, ended up 11th, but it was fun to watch him come up through there during that first run. But a great run by these guys, real clean. One caution where somebody barely clipped the apron, but other than that, really clean racing there, and except for that one caution. So nice to see a green flag run cycle through. Boy, I got to keep better notes on pit stop cycles and stuff. That stuff's hard to follow, but guess what? Doing it right earns you the win. Travis Townsend does it with a three-peat tonight for the Old Farts Racing All-Star Shootout race. Can he do it 4 times in a row? Tune in next week and let's find out.
Sound muted.